What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Right Way. On today, we got a special guest with me on the Right Way podcast. We have the lovely, the controversial Miss Destiny Fomo. She got more games than you got. No, what's up, lady? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Man, I'm good. Good to have you on here. I mean, we've been talking for a while and stuff. I think between me and your schedules, it's like impossible to try to like schedule something.
Oh
Like as
yeah,
if
especially with
I'm
the time
out.
difference.
I know, like what you in like New York, right?
Yeah.
New York. Okay, yeah, and I'm in here in like Dallas, and I always forget like what's the time zone difference. But a lot of things in the gaming news and this week, we get to that. Also, guys, we got somebody coming on talking about the Midway's Gaming Classic. I will be a guest there next weekend, WrestleMania weekend. I can't believe I scheduled something for WrestleMania weekend. You got something going on for WrestleMania weekend. Tell everybody where you're gonna be at.
I'm gonna be at MegaCon. It seems like a lot of stuff is going on WrestleMania weekend.
I
It
know.
was I was like trying to figure out where I wanted to be in the world, and it was really hard because like WrestleMania is
Hmm.
going on in California.
Yep.
We got Evo going on in Japan.
Japan, and I hate that I missed that.
Yeah, me too. And then I have the convention that I'm going to this weekend, which I'm sure is not the only convention happening around the world. So I'm sure there's
Yeah.
plenty of other conventions going on this weekend as well.
Yeah, let's like I say, the same weekend I'll be at Milwaukee for the Midwest Gaming Classic. So me, I know John Riggs and some other people, we're gonna be on the panel there. But yo, I when I thought about it, I took it, I said, yes, okay, I'll go. Because I haven't got invited for WrestleMania doing photography work. So I was
Hmm.
like, all right, I'll go. And then I'm like, oh, it's WrestleMania. I need to find a
Yeah.
place to watch WrestleMania. And I said, luckily, I'm glad I got the Peacock Network because oh yo,
Hopefully it goes good because
oh, I
sometimes when
think
it comes
so.
to their pay-per-views, they be messing up on Peacock.
Had it messed up for you?
Yeah, a few times. Like
Oh,
not Peacock. Well, Peacock has it for a few pay-per-view events, but the last time when they had the New Japan pay-per-view event going on for the last WWE
oh,
pay-per-view event, trying to watch those both at the same time was freaking chaotic. I had like the New Japan match pulled up on my laptop, but
mhm.
they were like lagging and it was
Oh,
like frozen for a while.
yeah.
Which I mean, it made it easier to keep up with the WWE pay per view because I didn't have to keep looking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But
Mhm.
it was touch and go for a while.
Speaking of convention, he said Montgomery said, "Are you no, will not be going there," and I'm not going into why, but no. But yeah. So what you got for WrestleMania? You know what? I ain't gonna lie. If Roman retains, I wouldn't be sad. I wouldn't. I would like to see the world burn, but it probably wouldn't. But I think
I
Cody get
mean,
the title. I think he getting it, but I wouldn't be. I wouldn't hate if Roman won. Come on, I want to see him reach 1,000 days or even more.
it's just like, then what? After he reaches 1,000 days, then what? Where do they go from there? They've already built him up to be like this big monster that no one can defeat. So
Hmm.
once he runs through everyone in WrestleMania, what are they supposed to do with? I mean, runs through everything in WWE. What are they supposed to do with him then?
Yeah, it's the time is now for him to lose. I mean, at WrestleMania against Cody, it's gonna be like I was playing the match on 2K 23,
Hmm.
and I used Cody against Roman, and they made it hard. Like I had to do like three crossroads, and then like counter, and then finally won. I was like, geez. So I think it's gonna be like that. But oh, speaking of that, how you played? You got 2K 23 yet?
I did. So I haven't played too much of it.
Mhm.
Just like creating my character because I didn't know they were gonna like
What's up, Megan?
really go into detail for creating that character. I thought it was going to be just like a
Yo,
few things of like, oh, pick your outfit, make him
yeah,
look. No, they make you go in
work.
like they're like, what texture do you want? What fabric? They're going through every little thing. So it really takes time to build your character. I thought it was going to be like 20, 15 minutes and
It was
then
an
we'll get to
hour.
fighting. Yeah, like if you really want to go into like you want your character to look like you, they really give you like that opportunity. It's like they give you a lot of options, but then they don't at the same time. Like you have a lot of options to adjust it and make it look like you, but then when it comes to like the gear and stuff,
Mhm.
they have just pretty much like gear that's been uh that's pretty much just like a variant of a wrestler, and you can just change it to make it look like your own. So you can look at like the different female tops and go like, oh, that's Alexa Bliss's,
Yeah.
that's Sasha Banks, that's this, that's that.
Yeah, you did speaking of Sasha Banks, you did a real dope Sasha Banks cosplay like some years ago. I saw.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was
back when
real
she had
dope.
red hair.
Yeah, that was dope. I was like, "Damn, look at y'all! Y'all can." And then you do a good um Zelina, because y'all know
Yeah.
y'all both Puerto Rican, and so both of them, that was like that was. I was like, "Dang, that's dope." I said, every time I see, her, I said, "Dang, that's your twin right there." You know?
A lot of people say that.
Yeah, that is like that's your twin. Like, cause y'all both like wrestle anime
Hmm.
games and all kind of shit. She's got more tattoos than you.
Yeah.
So that would be a pretty good collab if y'all got together and stuff. On 2K23, what did you pick? Did you pick the lock or did you pick the family?
The lock.
Okay, so did you start with a girl or start with a guy?
I started with a girl. I was trying to build myself.
So okay, on the girl, who did they start it with? Because on the guy, you got to start out beating with Sami Zayn. I didn't do a girl, so I didn't even see it as an option. I just went to it real quick. What did it do?
I hadn't gotten into that part yet. So like I
Okay.
literally just built my character, and then I went through like the little John Cena starting they had where you go and fight Rob Van Dam.
So you did that. Okay, so
Yeah.
you went to the Cena stuff. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? It seems like ever since like what is it, 2K 2020, which was horrible. They took the year off, came back with 22. It was good. Then this year it was like a little bit better. It's like it's like they relearning because when Ukes left them, that was that was a whole move. They said forget you, just left everything and
Yeah.
let them dudes. I was like, wow. They just left them and they got 2K team. They doing good now. I mean, it's 10 times better.
I
Especially
mean, they just had to be better than the 2022 K we got, where they were like halfway in the ring, halfway out of the ring, twerking, stuck in the ropes. Referees like stuck at doing this while the wrestlers are twerking on the other side. I mean, they only had to be better than that.
yeah.
Now you just had to make a working game.
What about better than 2K18 on the Switch?
I mean, it's the
Yeah.
2K18 on the Switch is coming
Dude.
up. Like, have you seen some of the prices that game's going for?
Yeah, I wouldn't have got it, but you know what? How bad it runs though. I think if they do a newer Switch, whatever they do one, I bet you
Mhm.
that game will run better. I want to test that. That's one game I want to test out on there. Because that game,
Is
but yeah, that game is like, because it's the only WWE game on the Switch, and people still want to play that garbage.
I mean, because when when you got no other options
No,
and
you
you love
don't.
those kind of games,
And
it is
AEW
what
ain't
it
coming
is.
out.
I mean,
If
the
they
AEW game, I don't know when or if we're ever gonna get it. I'm waiting. I'm waiting like everybody else.
they got that lawsuit, but they going against GCW because
Yeah.
GCW put their little hold on them, talking about we own Fight Forever. I was like, really?
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, okay, so we're just gonna have obstacles this entire way. They have like a save date on on Amazon, which is pretty much like just before the year ends type of date. This is coming out.
And Tony Khan said the game is done at the press one of the press
Yeah,
conference.
yeah, it's done. It's just if they're in the middle of a lawsuit, they really can't do anything until that's resolved.
Is
Because
it a
then what
lawsuit
if
or is it
they
like a cease and desist?
Maybe it's a cease and desist, but if it's just a cease and desist, it still has to go somewhere. They still have to come to some agreement before they're allowed to let it go. Because the thing is, if they're cease and desist, that means they want part of whatever they're going to make from the game.
Man, just think about that. If this was WWE, they'd probably already crushed them or something. But AEW, it just it's wow, it's crazy. Oh, and thank you, Roz Tendo. Thank you so much for this 20 from SEK. I don't know what that is, but thank you. You know what SEK is from?
No.
Is that I'm not even gonna attempt. Y'all know I can't pronounce shit on this channel, so I ain't gonna do it. But what I am going to pronounce is right here, guys. We got a new game coming out, and if you have not read it, I know this. I think you read. Did you read the last Ronin?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't finished the last chapter, so don't spoil it for me. But
Hmm.
Guess what, guys? They got a new game coming out right now about the last Ronin, and it's going to be, oh my goodness, this game's going to be amazing, y'all. This right here. So, what is going on with this game right now? It says it's going to be like a God of War type of game. I'm looking at it, and I don't like pop-ups. No, I'm not getting a credit card, but But Game Informer's talk about it says video game based on the Turtles graphic novel Last Rolling is in the works. I kind of figured this game was going to take place because the series was really good, and then I got toys, and then we need a new Turtles game. Oh, he says
Yeah,
Sweden. Okay, thank you for Sweden. Thank you. And yo, this game going if it's like God of War with Turtles, I think it's
that's
gonna be dope.
that's interesting.
I know, right? What I think it should be like is Gotham Knights. I think they take the
Yeah,
Gotham Knights
that would
in.
have been better, honestly.
They should make a
But
total
hey,
spin for it.
well, let's see how it comes out. I don't know. I read the books, and I'm surprised that the last Ronin like kept the popularity that it got when it initially came out. Because when those
Yeah.
books were coming out, they were taking their sweet ass time. Like there were months in between some of those books coming out. It was hard to
It
keep up with
was.
it.
It
Like when the
was.
initial book came out, and they were like, okay, books they every week or whatever. Then between the first and the last book, there was like a month or two.
It was frustrating. That's why I kind of gave up on the last. I read the last story. I was like,
It
when is
was
it gonna
hard
come
to keep
out?
up with because 'cause you're like, they're not coming out consistently, so you really have to, like, either have a connection with your local comic book shop to so they can let you know when it comes out, or go every week and be like, "Is it out this
You know
week?
what
Is
I'm
it
saying?
out this week?" Because even when I was going to Midtown Comics after the first book came out, they're like, we're not sure when the second one's coming out. We just gotta wait."
I think they didn't know the popularity is going to be like that. I think they caught them off guard. Like, oh, it's going to be just
Yeah.
a regular one. And then, like, the end, the first one was like, oh, snap. And then, like, the second, like, oh, and then it just kept going. And then, like, I think after the second one, they took a little bit of time. I think they rewrote the story probably. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know, but it's a great, great, great read. Goodness gracious, a great read, man. You know, Speaking of great reads and great games, did you pick up the new Resident Evil 4?
Not yet, no. So I like scary games, and Resident Evil games I don't really find to be scary. So I'm just gonna wait for
Really?
a little bit, watch everyone play it, and see what it's like. Yeah, I like games like when I play a scary game, I want the game to like petrify me. I want it to scare me. I don't want to sit there and just be like a basic game. I want to be afraid to leave my room.
Well, you should play it in VR then, because I'm telling you, that's an experience I'll never want again in my life. Have you played it in VR?
No, because I don't have VR. I don't really like VR that much. I used to have the PlayStation 4 VR. I
Mhm.
played like 2 games in VR. One was like the Outlast game and then the Until Dawn game, and then
Yeah.
I gave it to my brother because I really didn't like it.
Some VR is not really good, but I'm telling you, way the VR prices are now, everybody get rid of the PSVR 1, you can get you one. I know you can get you one really, really cheap and then get VR. Yeah, like the person right here, like Adrian Walker saying right here, it's terrifying. Like I'm
In
telling you, like
VR.
yeah, because they
Oh,
use a 3D
Resident
audio.
Evil 7? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I've played that in VR.
it's
It's
and
different.
eight. I bet it's no better, but I know 7. Oh my god, no, because it like something like they did the audio right, and something
Yeah.
was behind me, and then some like you can hear the 3D audio, so it's like something behind me, and then something like ran and said, "Wow!" I said, "Oh no, head, no, not today. I'm not dying. I'm not having no heart attack." This game, the game is terrifying. It really is. I'm
Mhm.
like, no, I threw this quickly. So what you collecting so far? I know you
What
had
am I
like the yeah, what are you collecting so far? I know you had like I see in the background the whole 64 set, right? You just came back from Japan. So what is your like next collecting goal? What tell people what you got?
I'm not really collecting anything right now. I
What?
have pretty much everything I could possibly want. The only things like I'm collecting now are like new releases that come out that I'm interested in. That's about it.
That's good. That's good. Me, I'm these damn greatest hits, right? I'm silly. Don't be like me. Like, do not, ladies and gentlemen, do not go for these greatest hits set. It like a lot of people don't like the green stuff, but don't do it. It's just something. Just oh goodness.
Sometimes that's the only way to get certain games.
Yeah,
is to
it
get the
is.
greatest hits. Like, for me, one of my favorite PlayStation 3 games was Fat Princess, and the only way to get that was like the PlayStation Online's greatest hits, which came with like 4 online games that you could only play on the PlayStation Online, the PlayStation 3 online.
Store.
So I had to get that so I could play the game since we can't go online on PlayStation 3 anymore.
Yo, remember when they get oh here you go again. Don't start doing this. All right, so this did this last time, right? I'm gonna have to take this arm back because it kept failing on me. Like it just kept like knocking down, doing like straight.
Yeah.
Here it goes again. So what I found I need to do is, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, but I need to like put a little stopper, and the stopper I'm putting down here is like a Gears of War stopper. So I guess it's like I'm gonna call Amazon. Hey yo, I need another arm, please. But anyway, let me do this real quick. Live thing, people. This is how we do. I'm not ashamed. It'll probably go down again, and if I have to catch it again, I have to catch it again. But I'm sorry. What was I saying about here? Oh shit! Here it go. Look at this. Look at this
It
shit.
happens.
Look
It
at this shit.
happens.
Well, anyway, why it's happening, buddy? Thank you so much. For the 20. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank y'all so much. And A Omega said, "Motherfucking last rolling." That's right, and that's right. We can cuss now on YouTube. Won't get in trouble no
Oh
more.
yeah, I forgot they changed that. They're constantly changing their rules all the time. I just I just stick to the old ones to keep it safe because they'll always eventually convert back.
I know, right? This, but you know what? That's one good thing because usually YouTube don't change their mind on stuff, and people spoke up and they changed their mind. I was like, congratulations, thank you, YouTube, for listening. I guess the new changeover, I guess that guy said, "Hey, we can make a statement," and he did. You going to see the new Mario movie? What do you think about that?
I am. I'm excited. I mean, I really don't like who they have voicing Mario and the fact that he doesn't sound Italian enough, but I'm excited to see what the movie is going to be about. I got tickets for opening day, so.
And guess what? Opening day. That's why I'm leaving for Japan. So
Well, then
I
you can
hope.
watch it when you land.
You know what? I hope I can get on base. Well, I would have been on base, but I hope they have it on base. But what I kind of want to do, I want to go see it in Japanese too. I want to see it on the base first, but then I
Yeah.
want to go see it like in a studio. And also, your boy, Kid Shuriken, that's how you say. We supposed to be doing some stuff too, because I know if y'all haven't seen it, go her their Destin Fomo channel. She did Game Hunt in Japan. She collected a set. Was PlayStation 2. What was that set?
Oh, the Sega Ages games.
Yeah, the Sega Ages game, and they didn't come over here. Some of the games were like mini releases over here,
Mhm.
but a lot of them it's a really good set of like old good Sega games.
I'm
That's
honestly surprised I was able to find them all.
yeah, you found like what it was a 12 of them.
There's 33 of them.
Oh, see y'all Destiny.
There's
You doing
33 in
good.
the set. And I was surprised I was able to find a lot of them.
That is good. Welcome, Gamer Amer. She just can't wait for the new Mario movie. Like I said, buddy, thank you so much for donating to the channel. And then you said already got tickets to see it on the third. On the third. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I
3D.
leave on. Oh, in 3D. Oh, 3D. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, co-host. See, but I can't wait to see it. Though. I want to see it. This movie is gonna be really what sold me on the movie when they did this commercial and they had this truck right here.
Yeah. Oh, that
Ah,
sold a lot of people.
yo.
They were like, oh,
I
the
was like,
throwback.
and then I found out Princess Toadstool was the original Princess Toadstool talking on. I was like, yo, they did it good. They did it really good. I like Chris Pratt's boy. I'm getting used to it. I'm honestly getting used to
I'm
it.
sure a lot of people are going to get used to it, and the only people angry about it are people who've seen the original Mario movie and people who grew up only hearing the bits and pieces of Mario in the
So I
game.
got the
Kids.
toys. Look, look at the toys I got. Like these toys are, I think they're adorable, but they're good. They just basic toy, but their eyes are big as hell. Though, look at this. Look at Toad head and eyes.
Supposed
Like,
to hypnotize you.
that's and look, yeah, he could get this little frying pan. He gonna hypnotize me with. He gonna hit the top of the head. And Keegan Michael Peel is doing Toad voice, so he is always good. Like I want to see the outtakes. I wish I can remember that. Do you remember those outtakes they got the Dragon Ball Z cast in trouble?
Yes.
Okay, I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
see. I want to see. I want to see stuff like that.
That would never come out. Nintendo would
No.
never let something like
Oh,
that happen.
they probably don't know, but I'm saying if it did leak something like that, oh my goodness. that was Funimation. That was like 2 years. They went quiet. Like, but Sean Shimmer when he said he would go for us. Oh, my sons are like, oh Lord, don't say that, dude.
Yeah, it's surprising. You can still find it on the internet today, and it's so funny. Is new people are still finding it every day. Like my little brothers were just showing me this. Like, you ever saw this? I'm like, yeah, I've seen that.
In a way, it's kind of funny that happened to them because how they did Team 4 Star.
Yeah.
Because Team 4 Star was great, but the cast was really mean to them. Like Sean Schemmel was like really, really rude to them. And the guy who did Vegeta voice, forgot he's here in Texas, but I don't think he was really that mean. But Sean Schemmel was really like, and I understand he's the voice of Goku. He talked about it, but he took super offense to it. I'm like, it's a parody, man, of something that I know you're Goku, but yeah, he got real butthurt about that because they made Goku like a country bumpkin, which he really is. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
even though I ain't gonna say he's not a bad father, but he ain't never, Chris Sabat. Yeah, he said Chris Sabat. Um, Chris Sabat. I met Chris Sabat. Chris Sabat was a down to earth good guy, but it was bad. They said they trolled Blackjack to wear a Kuba Kakum on the Islam. Oh wow. All right, so guys, we got one of our guys right now. He's gonna come in and talk about the not festival, but Midwest Gaming Classes. So we're gonna bring him in real quick, add to the stream. We got Benjamin. Man, hey, what's up? How you doing, brother?
Hey, good. Good. I'm good. How are you?
Welcome, man. So this week, well, not this week, but next week, you're gonna be at the Midwest Gaming Classic. You actually run a group on Facebook, a bunch of kiosk guys, right?
Yeah, I'm an admin of it's called Video Game Kiosk and Display Collectors.
Okay.
I know you're a member, and I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of stuff you shared. So yeah, I've been an admin over there since 2017.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So it's the group's grown quite a bit this past year,
Yeah, it has, especially
or
over
so
COVID.
actually. Yeah, it's gotten pretty wild. So
Have
yeah.
you met Destiny Fomo? She's a very
Yep.
big collector too.
Hi.
No, hi, nice to meet you. Where are you
Nice
from?
to meet you. New York.
Oh, okay. So, all right, we're the two Midwesterners here. So, Steve, where do you live?
I'm in Dallas.
Oh, okay. Are
Yeah,
you? Okay.
yeah, I'm in
All right.
Dallas. I just got
Okay.
another key. I just got another kiosk. I got a PS4 kiosk for free from GameStop. So
Another one?
yeah, well, not
Oh.
another one, just one last. Oh no, actually, I could have got another one today. I could have got another Switch and a PS4, but I passed on it because I don't have a truck one, and I should have got it, but I just have to wait. I don't need it. It'd be good trade bait, but this ain't about me. This is about you. It's about Midwest Gaming Classic. Tell what you're going to be doing at the Midwest Gaming Classic and let everybody know who may be joining or who watching this up to next week. What are you going to be doing?
Yeah, so this was kind of a spontaneous idea. Usually I don't start planning much until up until close to the show. So I thought it'd be fun, and I've done this in the past. We get any members together from the kiosk group, and I think it'd be really neat. This was kind of a neat idea. So I kind of dug deep in my collection and what could we do as kind of an event, a quick thing, and we'll do a giveaway, right? So I
Okay.
dug into my collection. I'm like, I'm a big sign collector, standees and whatnot. So I found this Xbox 360 era standee.
Oh, dope. That
This
is
is
really
sealed,
dope. That's
right? New
sealed,
and
right?
new in box standee, right? Turok.
Wow. Okay.
So I thought it'd be kind of fun if we get together, and I don't even know what that looks like yet, but we're gonna give it away, right? So
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool. We have everybody sign the box that is around the event and autograph it, and then we'll give it to the winner, and they can do what they want with it. So hopefully
That
they
is
open it
nice.
up and display it in their collection, and then they got the new box, and it's in nice shape. So
So
totally sealed.
what would you value something like that?
Oh, I've seen some of these on eBay, maybe $100,
Okay. But it's a nice
maybe.
little standee to add to your game room collection and stuff
Yeah,
like that. That's nice,
yeah.
man. It's really good. That's
So
really, really good.
yeah, so you don't. Yeah, so I think it'd be pretty cool. So I usually don't get rid of a lot of stuff in my collection, but it seems like I'm more willing to give stuff away for a fun time besides
That's
sell
good.
Good
anything.
cause.
Yeah, good call. What he said it's been PN Gamer guy said it's being Kiosk Group, my favorite group. So we got some fans of the group on here and on the channel. So yeah, this group is growing, man. If people have not been to the group, where is the group located at?
The group is located on Facebook, so it is called Video Game Kiosk and Display Collectors. Now, there are a couple copycat groups out there, but there's one main group. We're approaching about 8,000 members. So,
Okay.
and if you answer the questions, we have auto accept on, so it kind of got to be too much of a chore to try to look at all the member requests. But most of the time, that just filters out a lot of the spam and new accounts and stuff. It seems like it does a pretty good job because I don't have to do that a lot anymore. So,
and also we got Gamer Amer, who's a big contributor of the group. She's got a lot of kiosks. Excuse me. Check out my video with her. She got a lot. She got 2 Dreamcast kiosks, y'all. 2. Like, can I get one? You know.
I'm familiar with her collection. It's phenomenal. Are you coming to Midwest?
I am coming. Yeah, I'll be there.
Gamer Amer.
Okay, Game Amer, are you coming? I don't know. She might. I don't know. She might come. She might be there. But anywhere games is, most folks gonna be there. So, what made you fall in love with like just getting kiosks and signs and stuff like this? What made you want to do this?
Wow. So try to limit the length of the story, right? So
yeah.
In 2015, I kind of got back into collecting. I've been a gamer since I was born in 1980. So my first home console experience was Atari 2600, but first fell in love with the NES, right? So gamer all my life, but really got back into collecting retro around 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up in a small town, right? So my biggest exposure to video games growing up in the town I lived in was a mom and pop video store, right? So my parents didn't buy me a lot of games. So, a few bucks for pizza and rent a game on a weekend was kind of my big exposure. So it wasn't until I started collecting in 2015 that I realized that Nintendo had such a huge kind of involvement in spending on their marketing budget for the signs and stuff. And I saw my first sign. It's a big 48-inch back form Nintendo sign with the gold seal on it, if that makes any sense. And I saw it come up on a local Craigslist, and that was kind of my first exposure. So, and then once I saw it and then started learning about all the other marketing they had, I was hooked. I was absolutely hooked. So
hey, I definitely understand that kiosk is like and signs is a whole different level, guys.
Yeah.
It's like a niche of this hobby already. So
it is. Destin, do you have anything like kiosks like or signs or something like that?
I don't have the space. I don't have the space. If I had the space, I would, but I definitely don't have the space for any of that now.
Yeah, like
they make small stuff, I mean, you can, you got some shelf space back there. I see room for something.
You got some shelf space. Well, I'm in the process of moving, so this isn't gonna last long anyway. So
you gotta pack it up.
Yeah,
you got to pack it up and unpack it. It's like getting it all over again. So I've gone through a move.
Hey, moving kiosk is a pain. I'm glad they got wheels. Like this PlayStation one back here in the back. I don't know if y'all can see it, but the PlayStation 3 one is right there. It wasn't a pain, but most of them are like either gonna be real top heavy or real bottom heavy. They're not really like just even weight all over. It's like they are so weird. They're great, but you just once you put your hands on try to move it, you're like, okay, it's gonna stay here.
Worry about them getting messed up in the process of moving.
Oh, you do. Yeah, you don't have to. You do have to worry, but sometimes you don't. Like it's okay. Like this Switch one I have, right? It's weird because it's like half plastic, but metal, and all the bottom is metal. It's like nice plastic, and the plastic part is really nice. So you have to be real careful handling that plastic part, like the dome part where it says the Switch and all that kind of stuff. When once you look, you're like, hold on, don't. I know I ain't paid for it. They gave it to me for free, but do not mess this thing up, But I want one of those Nintendo cases right that you got, man. Those are really nice.
Oh, back behind me here.
Yeah, those are really nice.
Yeah,
I would literally have a whole wall full of those. Those are nice. Those are rich. Are those original?
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, that's what's called the M18G. That's one of the most common World Nintendo ones. So it's got that kind of cartridge-looking thing on the side, and I just got that a couple years ago from a guy here in Iowa. So, I'm in a little corner of my basement. So I've dragged. You wouldn't believe the amount of crap I've dragged down here. So my wife probably, she says nothing goes upstairs. So I've actually got stuff on the walls going up to the upper floor,
Yeah.
but I can't actually go up into the upstairs. That's I've
Hey, listen, he
so
got
far.
a wife, guys. He got a wife. He's not living in his basement or his mom's basement. He's living in his own basement. Everybody on here, if you want to be hating, they got their own stuff. Destiny have a bigger collection than you, so don't worry about it. Ev- but what I love about us as collectors, everybody has a different story. Everybody has a different taste, but we all love like community. It's not like forget what the trolls and stuff like on Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. But once we get together talking, it's like a common bond. They're like, "Oh, you got this? Oh, how did you get that? Like, inspire me to get this, or how did you get this? Or oh, I would like to add this to my collection." It's everybody admiring each other's collections. Like my collection is different from Destiny's. Destiny's is different from yours. Yours is different from both of ours. But one thing we do, we have a community that we love, like video games. We fell in love by mostly Nintendo. Some people came in PlayStation, Xbox, but it doesn't matter. It's about the love of games, and then you find like-minded people, and you make them connections for life. Like I met Destiny like through video games. Cool person, very cool person. Like Game Aimer, I made her through gaming. A lot of people on here on in the chat, they met me through gaming, and I can't wait to meet them one day. You, Benjamin, met you through Facebook and gaming. So that's what I absolutely love about this hobby.
Yeah, me too. And I can kind of echo what you say, that everybody's collecting journey is different and
It
totally
is.
unique, and what we have, and there's similarities, but yeah, I think our love for it is pretty much all. That's where we all come together, is that we're all very passionate about it. So
We are.
for me, I think it's nostalgia. I'll admit, I'm 43 years old, and
Mhm.
I'm continuing to connect with my inner child. So
Hey,
all the time. So
and you know what's good about that? That is like the number one stress reliever. Like
it is.
seriously, I always think about Animal Crossing. I think Animal Crossing was one to me. I really do think the world needed Animal Crossing when it happened because it came right in when COVID happened, and so many people played
It
Animal
came out at
Crossing.
the right time,
It did, and it was
which I
like a
think
huge
Huge way
realized
to come
breakthrough.
out.
Nintendo realized
Huge.
themselves.
Yeah, they did. It's like we needed. Cause I remember when Animal Crossing was about to come out, I was like, really? But then when I got played, I was like, oh, really? And just got lost in it. Every time I think that's like, if you ask me what's my number one feel good game, I would say Animal Crossing on the Switch because it just hits all the feels, the time or where it was at in the world. It was just so freaking amazing, and I'm glad it came out. Now nobody's playing it, but I ain't saying nobody's
Yeah,
playing it, but
the
people go back.
people who were waiting for an Animal Crossing are playing it, and the people
Yeah,
who are into Animal Crossing games are
Crossing,
playing it, but the people
playing
who
it. Yeah.
only got it during the pandemic as a way to escape the pandemic aren't really playing it
No, 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 no. Because I'm not a huge Animal
anymore.
Crossing fan. I played every
Exactly. That's
last one of
you
them.
were one during the pandemic who got it to escape.
No, no, no. Actually, because I wanted to get it at the time. I was married. I got it, and then like got it from my ex-wife's birthday during that time, and I was like, let me try this again. Because last Animal Crossing I played was the one on DS, and I loved that one.
Yeah.
But I always had a problem because I say, man, can I get somebody that got some dreads or some braids in the game for once? And then and then I said, oh, they got black people in the game. I said, let me try this out. Let me play this. I'm like, oh, it's back again because when I was in Japan, I actually got to play Animal Crossing that didn't come out over here on the 64. And I just really understand. I'm like, what is this? I said, okay. Then got out, got the GameCube. I said, oh, that's pretty cool because it got the card and everything. And then I just stopped. The last one I played really was a DS. Played a lot of hours on it, but it was like, where's the representation? And then it came out. I was like, oh snap! Let me play it. And then the little bells trick and all that kind of stuff. I said, oh yeah, let me build an arcade. Let me build this. So it was good. So yeah, but me, I'm a different type of gamer. I guess in my ADHD, I play something for 10, 15 minutes, I'm gone. But that did held me over like that and some other game, but that one really, really resonated. I'm sorry, I didn't mean go on that whole thing, y'all.
Nah, so here's confession. I've never played an Animal Crossing game.
Really? That's
It's
okay.
all right. I
Never
had
played.
never played an Animal Crossing game until the one that came on the Switch.
That's okay.
Really?
And you know what?
Hmm.
That's good because the Switch, and another thing, the Switch has like, man, I would never thought the Switch would be sell like it is. Never. Like my little
I don't think
cousin.
anyone did. If you remember around the time on YouTube when the Switch initially came out, everyone on YouTube was like, the Switch is gonna be like the Wii, it's gonna fail, it's not gonna do anything or be anything.
Mm-hmm.
And look at it now.
Yeah, because I think I found you through that because you was like you was buying every Switch game all coming out. You was
Yeah.
the Switch girl. You had all
Cause
Switch.
I
Switch,
cause
Switch.
I was listening to the people on YouTube. I'm like, I really wanted to collect something that I'd be able to like collect it as it came out, so it would be easier. So I wasn't hunting down things that didn't exist anymore. So
Yeah.
everyone on YouTube was pretty much saying the Switch wasn't going to be anything. So I'm like, fantastic. If it's gonna get as many games as the Wii or the Wii U, I'll collect for it as it comes out, and that way I won't have to go searching for things. And it like started out with a few games, and then after that it just kept going and going, and it was like every other day there was a new Switch game coming out. So many indie developers got into the Switch. They
Mm-hmm.
realized there was like this group of people who were collecting like me for the Switch, and they were like, then let's do it, let's give everything to the Switch. And it got crazy.
It did get crazy, and it's not as crazy, but you like if you're trying to go for a full Switch collection, I don't man, what is it like close to like 3,000 games or more?
I don't even know anymore. It was a lot.
I lost count, and just I'm looking at my Switch catalog right now, like all this red, which is cool, and it got great games on the go. It's just like wow, like and the people, yeah, I think we do need another Switch. I would like one, but I'm not like I need it, I want it. No, like my little nephew, like for Christmas, they don't care about. I give this example. They don't care about a brand new Switch. They just care it's a Nintendo Switch and you can play any kind of game on it and download it or carts. Like I bought him My Hero Academia too because he's watching My Hero Academia. Man, that dude loved on me all day, and me and him played that game all day long. I whooping his tail, but I don't get. Hey, he got to learn. He got to learn how to beat me. But I was killing him in that game. But we was having fun. But I think that's going to another thing. Like us collectors as olders, I think sometimes we can get like really jaded or like overly excited. Like I need something else instead of like, look, this is a game.
I feel
Just
like that's
enjoy it.
kind of the culture with games now, with so many games coming out. It's like when that new thing comes out and you see everyone online playing it, everyone over social media talking about it, you're like, damn, am I missing out? Should I grab this? Like, that's kind of how I felt about the Switch. At one point, I had, 1,400 games?
Yeah, and
And
then you
Serious?
downside.
limited run did yeah and
Yeah, she
limited
had a
run
lot.
did not help when they were releasing like multiple copies of the same game with just variant covers. They made it the worst, honestly.
Oh,
With
they
the
did.
way they
Wow.
were releasing Switch games.
I think the Switch really helped limited run too. Switch
it
and
it
Vita.
the switch helped it the Switch helped a lot of people. It really did. Like, it helped some people build their careers. It helped some people start up
Mm-hmm.
a YouTube channel, build a fandom. It helped
Yep.
people connect with each other. It did a lot
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of people,
It did.
but
It
it did
did.
a lot more than a lot of people were expecting from Nintendo. And the
I
Switch itself,
Yeah.
read you talk about. I know exactly what you're saying about the Switch. I read an article and somebody. How do you sum up what the impact the Switch has had on the on video games? And someone said the Nintendo Switch was basically like a renaissance for Nintendo,
Yeah.
and it really was because I remember before the Switch come out, the Nintendo brand wasn't. It was kind of like in
it
this
was it was kind of
kind
falling
of
off. Yeah.
like not like hip and cool as much as it was, and everybody was tired. The Wii U was kind of like a disappointment, and then the Switch was announced, and
It
everybody
was
was still
exactly
like,
what
"What
they
is this?
needed to get
Another?"
back on the map.
Yeah, and
Hey,
and you're
the
right with
Switch was blinking red like on a video game when you get ready to be the boss. That's how the Switch was.
it was, and then yeah, you're right. The indie games and everything they've done, it's you can't overstate it. You
No,
know
you
what I mean?
can't.
Yeah.
You can't. So I don't even own a Switch. I'm not kidding you.
What?
I'm serious. I don't. I know. I am so very stuck in playing through
The old
8-bit and
stuff.
16-bit and
But
Mhm.
the
GameCube. Yeah,
thing
I just
is,
finally.
now on the Switch with the online network, you can play older games. You can play NES, SNES, N64. They just announced the Game Boy, Game Boy Advance. people are hoping we get GameCube next. There's options to play the
Ooh.
older games now on the Switch.
If
Can we
they
edit
get
that
Some
part
at
out?
GameCube
least.
next,
Me
if
not
they
owning a Switch, can we edit? Did people hear that? Or
yeah,
Can we
people heard
just
it.
edit that part out?
I'm
Look, hey, Gamer
probably,
Amber said what? She said
I'm
what? You don't got
probably,
a Switch?
I'm that, I'm that old school. I'm totally resistant to new. Now, I don't have a PS5. I don't have the new X. I have an Xbox One
You're not missing
X.
nothing. You're not missing nothing.
Yeah, I'll catch
Yeah,
up.
I would say for the PlayStation and Xbox, you're not really missing too much. But for the
No.
Switch, you might be missing out a little bit of
Yeah,
something.
you might miss out a little something. You might want to go get it now. And it was so crazy. It's what 6 years old, 6, 7, going to 7th year, or 6 or
Yeah,
7 year, and games
and
are
and it
still top
hasn't
tier.
slowed. Yeah, it hasn't slowed down yet at all.
Like look at
Like
Metroid
so many
Prime.
people, yeah, so many people want a Switch Pro and are waiting for that, but the Switch itself isn't slowing down. There is really no reason for Nintendo to pull something out like that. Not yet.
No,
Not when they're still
no.
outselling PlayStation and Xbox.
Hey, don't say that now. You know, people get mad when you tell the truth.
Hey, my wife's right upstairs, and she
Mhm.
just texts me, and she goes, "Are you talking to a girl?"
Yeah, tell
Sorry.
her.
I go, "She's on the podcast."
Yes, I'm telling her. She'll come down like what? Be like the State Farm commercial. What is it? No.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's funny.
that's
Oh, that's cool.
see women. Y'all can hear like, wait, it's another woman talking. What is that? She ain't like no games. What
What
is
is
that?
that? That's too funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I also was gonna mention too. I got a lot of these too. So,
Man, save
um,
me one,
Posters.
brother. I definitely want to pick one of those up.
Ooh,
so these are original hobby or lobby handouts for the movie. These are from
Nice.
1989.
Yes.
I've
nice.
sold these in the past. My online sales have pretty much dried up because I think everybody bought one.
Mm.
I'm gonna have I'm gonna, I'm gonna bring a lot of these to Midwest Gaming Classic, and we'll do some giveaways too.
Okay,
So,
cool. That'd be awesome,
Steve,
man.
do you have one of these?
No, I don't.
I'll bring you one, man.
Okay, make sure you bring
Okay.
Destiny one too. I can send her one too.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be there.
No, I
I
can
got
send it to you.
some.
We'll send it to
Yeah.
you.
I can mail you one out, Destiny, if you want. It's they go first class, so they're pretty cheap. I've got them in shipping tubes already. So
That's
Nice.
awesome. That's awesome.
any way you want to do it, no problem. So
That's good, man.
yeah, so that'll be pretty fun. So yeah,
This is gonna be pretty good because like the Midwest Gaming Class is gonna be huge, and I'm trying not to buy that. I'm gonna bring $100 bill, and that's all I'm gonna spend. That's all I'm gonna spend. I'm not. I already.
Until you see something and
a
you're
hundred.
like,
Yeah, whatever.
I
I
know,
only
right?
brought $100, but this here credit card got no
No, that's why I
limit.
canceled all of them. I paid them all off and canceled. That's why
You
I got
bringing
no.
any trade?
Okay, fine.
You
This
bringing
here
a box of
debit
trade
card.
stuff or what's
I
that?
think my trade dried up. Like I used my last. I was telling this before we got on. I used my last trades today to because I'm going for like a full like greatest hit set. So I got a whole bunch of greatest hits, and also too I used my trades. Like I'm finishing the 3DS setup, so I got like 6 more games to get. So that's why I used my trades up on today. I don't know. I might pull something out to try. I don't know because I got to go to Japan when I get back, so I got to save the money
Yeah.
for that too. So I'm gonna stick there, do the panel, walk around, do some video, just spend on certain things, and I'm gonna try. I may say 200, maybe 100, but it's gonna be so
This is
fun. Just to
all
laugh
BS,
because it's
man.
hard.
You're being keeping a low profile, but you're gonna be like a vulture out there, man.
Look, you see, I call your bluff. Like, oh my goodness, y'all.
He's gonna be so you have an exhibitor badge, right? So that
Yes.
means you
Oh
can get in.
yeah.
You get into the vendor hall before anybody else. So don't
Mm-mm.
play
Get
me,
first
man.
picks.
You're gonna be in there. They're gonna be loading in, and you're gonna be like right there poking through stuff. Yeah, along with me, hopefully. So
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not looking.
Wheeling and dealing.
It's like
so
seriously, I'm not. Only thing I'm looking for is like greatest hits and like greatest hit
Yeah, but
stuff.
that's one thing about conventions is you always go not looking for anything specific, and then you
Yes.
find something someone pulled out of nowhere that you've never seen before, or that you've been searching for a while, and they got that good deal on it, and you're like,
Yeah.
I think I can make this work.
You know, and that's how I ended up with that darn Panasonic GameCube. And I was like, oh, what is this doing here? And I was like, yeah, I know, yeah, I don't know. I'm 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 trying to stick to $100 when I go. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to because I gotta go to. I want to spend all my money in Japan. Well, not all my money. I want to spend most of my gaming money in Japan because I haven't been in like 23 years. Like last time I've been was when I got hurt and I was in the military, and that's when stuff was still cheap. I remember getting the girlfriend I had back in the day. She had bought me a Dreamcast the day it came out. Dreamcast and like a whole bunch of games, and like went to the Dreamcast parade and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, this is gaming. Yeah, it was great, man. Like
I bought a Dreamcast too when it came out. I remember that. I had Crazy Taxi. I remember it. Thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
Oh, Dreamcast is so. I still love the Dreamcast. Dreamcast is just so loud but so good because it's like, why is the game so loud? Like, it's just so loud,
What's your favorite thing in your collection? What's your favorite thing in your collection?
Let me go get it, Rick. Let me see. Maybe
that's a tough.
That's tough. Yeah, it's tough.
It can change from week to week. If it's not your favorite thing next week, it's okay.
Right now, let me change it better because I know the light. I mean, not the light.
Or make it easier. Grab the closest thing to you that's your favorite thing in arm's length. What is your favorite thing?
My favorite thing in arm's length. Oh man, y'all gonna make me. It's nothing really at arm's length. Is my favorite. Let me see. I was this will pop Destiny. Here you go. This right here. Let me get back on. There you go. The money the money that make money in the great briefcase. No, we both wrestling fans, so
okay. I used to watch wrestling quite a bit a long time ago during the WCW Monday Nitro days of like Goldberg, and we used to get together at a friend's house and watch Monday Nitro.
Yeah,
religiously.
I get it right here. Let me see. It's two things. Well, it's one thing, right? I just got one. Might be a trade. All right, so one might be a trade because it'd be easy to get. This is the Sega CDX.
Oh, very nice.
So
very nice. I love Sega.
It works really good. I remember my rich friend had one, and I couldn't get it because of me. We got 4 kids, my mom, but he was like 2-kid household. He always got all the good games. I go to his house and play it. And he brought us, I'm bringing my Sega to school. I said, what you mean you bring your Sega to school? I like your game gear. This dude pulled up with headphones. I was like, what is this? And then I was like, yeah, it is. So we found a room, we hooked it up, and we were playing at school. We had like a little place nobody knew. It was great times. And the Sega CD, I still remember it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. I might, but way the prices on these joints are now, I don't think it'd be a good idea to try to trade this thing off.
I can't even get. I'm still 2019 prices and before on everything. When I look at a boxed version of that console, and I'm like, what?
Look what Gamer said. You needed someone to walk up behind you and pop up when you want to spend money.
I can keep an eye on him, Brandy. Yeah.
What's up, the Garage Gamer? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. And then one thing, now this is probably like my most sentimental because I did this on the channel. I was in GameStop and I found a sealed copy of Super Smash Brothers, but it had a pre-owned sticker for $24. And
wow.
Yeah. And so the story behind this is so funny. I picked it up, my hand starts shaking. I'm like, oh my God. I said, this is because I knew what it was, right?
Yeah.
It was sitting behind a sealed Burnout on Xbox 360. And I said, I gotta film this. And people say, you brought that there. I said, first of all, why would I bring something to a store, get them to put a sticker on it to actually buy it? It's so stupid. But anyway,
because you're a content creator on YouTube. It's all fake, man.
It's all fake.
Yeah, it's all fake.
You literally went in with like, hey guys, I'm gonna film a video. It would be great promo.
Yeah, no.
Put a sticker on this, make it seem like I
was like, really? I said I wouldn't even have time to do it. And every time I think about it, I get goosebumps. But so I saw it and I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, just my hand was shaking. I couldn't I had the whole still like, all right, y'all, I just found this. And so I went to check it out. And he's, oh, we can't sell this. I said, no, you can sell this because they got the price on it. You gonna sell this. And then he was going back and forth. Yeah, the man, it was like a so-called manager, right? He said, and he's about to open it. I swear to you, I almost jumped across the counter and grabbed him. I said, "Do not open that." I said, first of all, I knew the district manager in this area, so I said his name. He like froze. So I don't know who did it, but I guess I got to sell. I said, "Yes, you do." And then I put a report on him. He don't work there no more. But yeah, he's about to open. He did like this dumb. He did this and then like got his keys and about to do it. I said, "You better not do that." I was like,
That's wild.
and I had to think. I was like, hold on.
If he was like, "Oh, we're not gonna sell this," why were you gonna open it then?
Yeah, I think he wanted it or something like that. He said, "Oh, we gotta send it back," because every GameStop had this weird rules, like, "Oh, we don't supposed to have retro games. We do have retro games." Or PS4 is retro. Oh, no, 3DS is not retro. Like everybody, it's like that's one frustrating thing about GameStop is the competence of the employees. They don't know. They don't know anything. Most of them don't know anything. But anyway, yeah, I got it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I couldn't believe I still had it. I didn't care if it was a bestseller or what. It was just the fact that I found a sealed GameCube popular game in GameStop.
Yeah.
So I had offers to buy this. I just like, no, the money ain't worth it for me. It's just the sentimental value of just having this. I can go get it graded maybe, but I don't really want to grade or sell it. It's just a cool ass story, you know. Such a cool story.
So yeah, that makes me think of it's really you can pick up an object in your collection and you have an emotional response with it. You know what I mean? You pick it up, you have the memory, you have the story, you get to talk about it, and every time you can pick it up, you can relive it. So
it is. It is the best things. That's like I say. Every time I think about a story, I get like goosebumps. Like, oh man, it just brings me back when I found it. I knew exactly where I found it. And now being a content creator, you got to be careful of where you film. Not careful where you film. What you do, but if you film somebody gonna like run behind. Like, oh, let me go there because it happens a lot at Goodwill now with me because I meet so many people in Goodwill. Oh, I knew you were gonna be here. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Let me get these games before you get. Which is
funny
cool.
Running into you here.
Yeah, it's happened. But I met good friends out of that too, so it's really good. It just I used to trip about that, but not no more because it's like I said, it's I got more than enough games.
Yeah.
And I can say, and I really don't have another goal. I guess this, goal of collecting collecting all the greatest hits and stuff is a goal, but I can get this anytime, It just meeting. I love meeting and talking to people. This is really doing it this year, just doing this podcast, starting this is really like just been really good and really, especially for my mental health. It's been really, really good.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah. That's a great benefit.
Yeah.
If you're feeling better, yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
So
man.
I can see like these conventions. My primary goal at these conventions is the social. I'm going to collect memories. That's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah.
I can most of the time during the year I'm collecting from the privacy of my own home, but in meeting a lot of people, and then you get an opportunity to meet people in real life and. I know people who will go their entire collecting journey and have online relationships and have an opportunity to meet someone in real life, and they won't do it. Well, I think most of us are introverts. You wouldn't think you are, but I think we kind of, I'm an introvert. I kind of recharge when I'm alone, but I also need to get out and socialize, and sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes I don't want to, but I feel better when I do. So,
you know what? I think most people who collect are introvert. I'm on both. It just depended on the day.
Yeah.
And just and I'm a Leo too, so sometimes I can be like, whoo, way out there, and then somebody can be like, hey, leave me alone for a minute, give me time, But it's like I say, like we all kind of introverts, but it's good to go recharge, come back, and then just at the convention, walk around like, oh man, you see that, It's like when you start new collecting, you're like, everything, I want everything. Then once you start getting years under, it's like, I don't need that, but it's cool to see it. Let me pick it up. All right, hold it, just good. Take a picture with it. Okay, it's cool. I don't need it.
It's the longer you've been doing it, the more you start being selective with what you're collecting. In the beginning, it's your kind of, you see something, you collect because you're like, oh my God, I might never see this again. Oh my God, this is so crazy. And then after you've done it for a while, you realize when you think you're only ever going to see something one time, you might run into it again. So you start being selective with how you do it.
You absolutely 100% right.
Yeah, that's spot on.
I'm
the same way, but I hate it when I'm selective and this is what I like to collect, and then all of a sudden there seems to be a lot of stuff that pops up that I can't afford.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the prices are crazy. Like,
My wallet. What's that? The John Travolta
oh,
gif.
me when it come out, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, we like.
yeah,
Nope.
it is. But
And I'm
like,
terrible. I have lost the trade, and like I just recently did a trade,
mhm.
and I usually don't trade very much unless it's really something I want for the display collection. It was a complete in box Dragon Fighter for NES, so that was a big
Oh
one.
wow.
So
That's
um,
really nice.
so that's that was a big one, but I got something neat coming for that. So um, yeah, you guys have one of these. This is sitting right near me. Does everyone know what this is? This one is right here.
What do you got now?
A
Oh, a
Furby.
little Furby.
Oh, oh, right, yeah. My mom found that in her house. That's the one from '98. So yeah, I got the box for it too. These things are
Oh
incredibly
nice.
annoying if you've ever had one.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah, they're super annoying. So
so the thing about the Furbies, right? When I was in the military, when they first came out, around about 97, 98,
'98.
yeah, we had got them on the ship, and that's the time where they like repeated everything, and then they was all over the ship. So it was command like they started like secrets and stuff. They was like repeating secrets. So we drove out like really far. I think it was South Asian Ocean. Everybody had to get up their Furbies and throw them away over the ship.
No way.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. Like just gunners mates and stuff. Just and destroy them. Like
Are
all
you?
the Furbies is something they just had to
It's too
because it was
crazy to make up. So that's what it is.
no. I was like literally. I didn't buy a Furby, but I was like, I'm gonna watch this because like what is this? It's like crazy. Like back then, you think
It was
that's
like Beanie Babies.
yeah. It was like yeah, oh yeah. There was this crazy
Mhm.
technology. So you see all this multicolored fur in the ocean, and like y'all know we polluting, right? And like, well, you're not in face. We don't care. It was just they had to because they were just back then. Furbies were used to repeat everything, and they were so smart. I don't know what the technology was, but to repeat everything. And now these Furbies they really tame, but sometimes you find the old original ones, they'll hurt your feelings. I had one tell me, I don't like you. I was like, you don't like me. I said, what I do to you? So like you damn Furby, forget you. Oh look, Adrian, yeah, like Adrian Wall, he said, yeah, Cusca life. Oh my goodness, yeah, them Furbies. Yeah, see, it's gonna start. Yeah, that's creepy. Yeah, that's creepy. What year was that made? Was
Yeah,
that
fine.
was that from the 90? If that was that from 97? Or that's a newer one?
That's '98. I got the
Oh
yeah.
goodness, that
Check it
98.
out right here.
Don't let. Well, oh wow,
It's the original orange Toys R Us tag.
that's the
Yeah.
original box. There you go.
29.99. Yeah.
Watch out,
These
man.
are not rare. I think a lot of people, someone read an article because someone's like, oh, that could be worth money. I'm like, these were mass produced in insane
Yeah,
amounts
there
and
were
people
so many
collected them. So,
Kirby's,
Yeah,
Furbies.
so hey, speaking of Kirby, that would be a good Kirby doll, wouldn't it?
Mm.
They made
Or
a
like a
Kirby into a
Furby.
Furby. Yeah. And
quiet, buddy.
you see? That's why we had to throw things off the ship. Yeah.
Is there an on-off switch on this thing?
I think so. I don't know. It's like look under his butt.
It should be on the bottom.
Yeah, on the bottom butt feet.
There's a reset. No on-off. You got to take the battery down.
See, it knows you violating
Close his
it.
eyes, put it to sleep.
What if I'm going to face him toward the other way? Maybe his sensor won't go off. So
Yeah.
Just throw a
yeah, Furbies
towel
are
over it.
creepy. Totally creepy.
Well, Benjamin, thank you for coming on, man. We
Yeah,
appreciate you. We, everybody at the game Midwest Gaming Classic. Guys, make sure you just check them out on Facebook. Go in there, say hey, you saw it on the podcast, or if you listen later. It's a great. You can find great information in there. You see a lot of signs, and I mean, especially like fiber optic signs and stuff, guys. Get in there. You can buy, sell, and trade. Just make sure do it at your own risk, and you hear Furby still going off. See? Yeah, but man, anything you want to tell anybody before you get on out of here, man?
No, anybody that's on here will see the show. I'm going to communicate in the kiosk group about this giveaway. This was the first place I announced it. So you
Cool,
have a
cool.
panel, right? You're going to do
Yes, we
what
got a
days?
panel.
What days your panel?
I think it's Saturday.
Saturday. Okay.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
Saturday.
just you, or are you part of YouTube? Is it a
I think
bigger
it's a part of
membership?
YouTube thing. Something he's trying,
YouTube.
like,
Okay.
yeah, because
Cool.
he did
Yeah.
something like that last year, so it's a little bit more. I
Yeah.
didn't go last year, but this year's gonna be the first one. But I think it's gonna be the same as the panel like it was last year. So we'll see how it's gonna be. But it's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be really fun.
Okay. Yeah, I'll see you there. I'll have your poster,
All right.
and if you wanna send me Destiny's address, I'll send you a poster if you want one. So
Okay.
Well, I
no problem.
appreciate you, Benjamin.
I'll
All
see you
right.
there, and we'll connect.
All right,
Thanks
brother.
for
Take
having me,
care.
man.
You take
Yep. See
care.
you guys. Nice meeting you, Destiny.
Bye. It was nice to
Bye.
meet you too.
That was cool, guys. Yeah. So make sure y'all go check out that kiosk group because it is amazing. Destiny, don't join it because you know you'll buy everything in there now.
I ain't got the space for it.
Yeah, you had a
That's,
space
that's,
soon.
that's why I just keep telling myself I don't got the space for it.
Yeah, like that big AEW belt back there. You don't have the space for it, but you're getting
I
more
got the
belts.
space for it.
Man, hey, that's what we teach. Like I said, I'm gonna spend $100. We'll see. We'll see. I guess. But yeah, what else is going on this week in gaming, guys? We are talking about the Wii U. Oh, it's closing. The store is about next week. The Wii
Yeah.
U and the 3DS shop is
I'm hoping that
gone.
means they'll just move it to the Switch like they're pretty much doing everything else.
You think that'd be an option?
I would hope so. If you can move things as old as the NES, SNES, and the N64, which the N64 had the worst. I love it, but it has the worst graphics and the hardest to port. If they could do it with that, why wouldn't they be able to do it with the DS and the Wii?
Well, because you know the 3DS has dual screens, right? But then
Well,
they
yeah,
did,
but there were some games that didn't really utilize the dual screens.
yeah. Well, what games though? Because like on 3DS, when they moved to 3DS, everything used it.
I feel like a majority of stuff, but they had things that you didn't have to use it. Like for a lot of the Mario parties, you could use the bottom screen, but not every mini game required you to use the bottom screen. You didn't have to for everything.
It's weird. Maybe the new Switch will have two screens or whatever people predicting. I don't know, but it's kind of end of the era. You know, my thing with the Wii U, I love the Wii U when the first. I remember buying it. Me and my friend, he's a doctor. We went to Walmart. He got him two. I got one. He got the white and black. I just got the black. And I was like, I got all the games that came out that day. It was like 11 years ago. I can't remember what games were out at that time, but remember getting at Walmart midnight releases. Midnight releases was such a great thing, you know. And you get it, I was like, oh, this is gonna be the next week. Played it. I was like, okay, HD Wii. You know, I was into the iPad then. I was like, okay, I can see this being something. But as it went on, you know, start getting less games, you know, third-party support was leaving, and then they start putting all their money on the 3DS. I got a 3DS when it first came out. It was like super small. It was great. I got the green one or the teal one. Matter of fact, this is a story about it. You like this. When the day I got the week I got the 3DS, was my first week. This weekend I had shot with Ring of Honor. And so I was backstage, and then I saw Shelton. I said, Shelton. And then like this. He said, where you get it from? He was like, come here, check it out. He said, man, I gotta go get a match. You were playing it. It's like, man, you gonna make me miss my match. I said, no, you gonna miss your match. You know, we kind of bonded over games backstage. That's why I kind of first met him, like over the 3DS. He said, and then he came back. He said, let me see that 3DS. And so I'm gonna play it, you know, while I was doing it. He said, man, sorry I ran your batteries out, but I'm getting me one. And you know, and then I saw like a couple weeks later he had a 3DS, and it was like, so that's my experience with 3DS. And from that day forward, it was good because I had got Street Fighter when it came out, Street Fighter and Pilot Wings, and we were just playing that. But now to see what the 3DS is now, and where's my 3DS? I don't know where they go. Oh, it's somewhere over there. But I got the XL now, so. But yeah, it's about to be over, yo. I'm kind of a little in my feelings, cause like the Nintendo 3DS has over, and this is my opinion. Well, I say it's my opinion, but it's kind of halfway fact. At least about 200 top tier games, really good.
It has a lot of really good games. The 3DS, I feel like, was like it was slept on with the older audience because a lot of kids had it. It was like a thing at the time you gave your kids to shut them up because phones weren't like a thing everyone had at the time.
Yeah.
Like not everyone was giving their kid a phone back then. So it was like you give them a DS, you shut them up. You
Yeah.
go in somewhere, you go on a road trip, you're taking your kids somewhere, you give them a DS, they shut them up.
You did. You did. Yeah. You shut them up real quick because it's. I'm like, what?
That's what the Switch is becoming for some kids.
Oh, hey, my sister's like, she called me like, all right, what kind of Switch do I need to get? I said, just get them a. I said,
Switch Lite?
don't get them a regular Switch. Just get them a Switch Lite and see how they like it. You know, remember long days from this right here. Remember this used to be the SP. It's still one of the better Game Boys. Well, this is not the 101. This is the 001. But this is like a Target exclusive one. I need to put a new battery in it. But yo, the 3DS is just the DS series. I can say it like that. The DS series is just unbelievable. Like
yeah, it was the equivalent of a generation's Game Boy.
It was. It really was. And then when they started doing like these right here, these like the Nintendo Selects right here.
Yeah.
And just look. Okay, look, guys. This, I shit you not. Look at these great games. Luigi Mansion 2. You don't sleep on Nintendo. I've seen a lot of people love this Nintendo.
I played a lot of Nintendogs.
Did you?
Yeah,
that's
because
awesome.
like for a while I was really poor, so I didn't have a DS. Instead, a cousin had come to stay with my family, and he had a DS, and he had Nintendogs, and he had a few other games, and he would only let me play a few games. So I used to grab his Nintendogs, grab his DS, and be out.
Hey, I mean, and you like you said, you growing up with the DS. You know, it was such a great system. You know, the DS was like 20 years old now, almost.
Really, yeah.
About 17, something like that. But look, Mario 3DS, right, y'all? I'm just gonna one of the best games on there.
Games.
3D Land. Look at this remake of Zelda Majora's Mask. There we go. Ocarina of Time. Mario Luigi Dream. If you just get this Nintendo Selects, it will be just good. Tamagotchi Life. Fun game.
You can
Don't sleep on this one.
like I feel like you can get any 5 games for the DS and they'll be bangers.
And look, we already went through 5 games right here. Now, this one I don't like. Only reason I got it because I need it for the set and it's hard to find this version of Frozen. Yeah, it's Nintendo Select. Or speaking like retro gaming and stuff, look right here, NES Remix. Such a great game. It's so many like good games. I hate that it's closing.
I will say that about Nintendo. No matter like what they make for like kids, because all of their systems and everything are for kids. But when they make something for kids, they make sure to throw something on there for adults. Like when the Game Boy and everything came out, everyone's mom was pretty much playing Tetris. When they came out with the DS, they threw some of the classics on it. We have the Switch now. The Switch has been around for a while, and now we have a bunch of the classics on the Switch too. So your mom and your dad and everyone has a reason to pick it up. It's already in the house because your kids have it. Now you have a reason to want to play it too. Now you have a reason to have more than one Switch.
I remember that. And speaking of that, remember that Pokemon commercial where the guy, it showed him playing Pokemon, then growing up, and then he introduced Pokemon to his children. Yeah, it was like that was such a beautiful commercial. But that's the essence of Nintendo. They don't. It's so funny. I always make the comparison. Nintendo and Apple fans are almost kind of alike because they always say what's coming out, and then they get mad if somebody say, "Oh, this is a rumor," and they believe the rumor, but the rumor don't be true. I like, yo, did Nintendo say anything? And oh, hey, what's up, my brother Ryan White? What's up, my brother? This is one of my homeboys, one of my best friends for years in Arkansas, and his beautiful wife on a picture from Facebook. Man, what is up, dude? He got a podcast too. Man, you need to invite me on your podcast and invite you on here. But love you, brother. Thank you for stopping in. Tomorrow Nostalgia. We got 3 Switches. Great point. Yeah, that's okay. So, Destin, how many Switches do you have? I know you got a lot. Look,
I don't even know anymore. I have the original. I have the OLED. I have the Pokemon one, the Splatoon one.
Oh my goodness.
The Animal Crossing one.
You get the Zelda one if it comes out?
I'm not a big Zelda fan. Okay. I don't. So I might get one just to do an unboxing, but
yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of that. And then I have a Switch Lite, two Switch. I've got like 7 Switches.
Which is, and see, and that's another thing too, because as collectors, they know what they're doing with collectors. They know we're gonna buy.
Oh yeah, when they did the Switch variants, I had
Mhm.
them all at one point, and some of those variants weren't even different. Like the Fortnite Switch only had like a Fortnite sticker on the
Sticker.
front
Yeah.
and came with V-Bucks, and that was the difference. It wasn't really different from any other Switch.
And you know they sold a whole bunch of them just because of that box on the V-Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And then like now I'm kind of happy that they kind of catching up on old new stock. Because remember when the
Yeah.
Pokemon came out, it was hard to find that one, the Pokemon one, which is a beautiful Nintendo
And then
Switch.
we even got Switches that didn't come out in America.
Yeah, the Dragon Quest.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That one was Diablo.
oh yeah, I heard about that. I didn't see I
I
haven't
had
seen
the Diablo Switch, yeah.
I
I
bet that
did.
thing is expensive now. I bet it's like a $400-500 Switch.
I'm sure it is.
Man, I mean, that's another thing. Like when you was collecting Switch, and you still are, but that's a whole nother like ball game. Like all these Switches that are out, and they're cool. Like we didn't get that. The 3DS, the 3DS did get that. The 3DS got so much good love.
They had a lot of variants, yeah.
Like 'cause we both have the
But those are
Pikachu
also
edition.
really, yeah, those are also I feel like they were really easy for them to make, but those are also easier for people to collect because they take up less space.
Yeah.
Switch boxes, oh, those are some big freaking boxes, and they take up a lot of space. With the
Oh my
amount of
goodness.
space you'd be saving just doing the DS, you can have three times as many.
And speaking of boxes, those 3DS boxes alone are even worth money now.
Oh
Like
yeah, everything's worth money now. Manuals, boxes,
what is going on?
plastics, all of it.
It's crazy, but I mean, it's cool to collect. But like, if you don't get Nintendo stuff when it first comes out,
It
you're gonna
goes
be paying.
up in
Yeah, you're gonna
price.
you're gonna be paying double. Like Switches, not Switches, but 3DS is so crazy. I mean not new, but yeah, the new Nintendo 3DSs, even the regular 3DSs, they are still at the original market value. Like they still start at $299. You still can't find one cheap. You'll find one like
Well,
maybe two
because
hundred
because
dollars.
if you find one new, that's gonna last you a really long time.
Yeah,
Especially if you take care of your DS. Though the most people have to worry about with the DS is like snapping that hinge. If you're not
hinge.
fucking swiping it out like that, you should be fine. Because I know people who used to open up their DSs like that. You just open up because no one really
Yeah.
knew about it snapping until they started snapping.
Yeah, the original DS had that problem big time.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that because you can find good DSs, the original gray ones, and they still work, but the hinge is broke. But I always
Mm-hmm.
get those because the shells for them are super cheap now, so you can do a shell swap really easy. If you know, you can follow a couple YouTube videos and
Like,
do it
yeah, if you know
yourself.
what you're doing.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing, like I just get to my hey man, can you swap this out for me, please? I'll give you like $25. Here you go, just please, and they do it. Like shell swapping. Like this is great. This is not a shell swap, but you can like if you want the Pikachu one, you can shell swap it. So that's another thing too. Like growing up in retro collecting or just video game collecting, so many options to do different things. Like that pocket or like switching up shells or
Yeah.
carts, not Evo carts, but Everdrives and
Yeah.
stuff make it so affordable, and it don't matter how you click or how you play, it's just up to you. I want
Yeah.
original hard. I like both. I like three. I like all three. I like digital. I like collecting physical, and I like the Everdrives, which
Mm-hmm.
Everdrives are still expensive too, because to get a good one, you're gonna pay like $250.
Yeah, I mean, everyone collects different. It's just like what you have the space for and what your preference is.
Oh
Even
yes,
with like
yes.
collecting physically, I still buy digital stuff. Still
Mhm.
buy digital games.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be good. Guys, there's so many different ways to collect and enjoy stuff. I want to see if we got any questions in the chat. Chat, you got any questions for our guest tonight? Keep them nice, keep them sweet. Now, we got a lady in the house. Make sure you be nice. PNW Gamer Guy says, went to the GameStop across from SideQuest Expo and got over Oasis and Kirby. Oh yeah, man. I know. I saw this. I saw that. You did get that, bro. I saw that. You posted it on there, and you still can find 3DS games at GameStop. Like I found some today, but I already had everything. So
Yeah.
one game that went up was crazy, and I was so mad. It's Mario Tennis on the no Mario Golf. I'm sorry, Mario Golf on the Switch. I remember seeing it for 19.99, and I had to get it
Hmm.
like a couple weeks ago. It went up to like $60. I was like, really? I
I
was
mean,
like,
it's
okay.
not a bad game. I'm
He said,
surprised it
"Who?"
went down in the price in the first place.
Now, most of the Mario sports games, the handheld versions are much better than
Mm,
like the Switch versions.
yeah.
Like Mario Golf on the GBA is really good. It's it's really good. Doom Project said, "Who collects Dreamcast?" Um, I used to collect Dreamcast. I wanted a full set. It got halfway, and like, no, there's some of the titles I just stopped
It's
because
so expensive.
it's so
It's so
expensive. It is.
expensive to collect for the Dreamcast. I have my own little Dreamcast collection, not here with me. That part's moved, but
Mhm.
it's so expensive.
Yeah, yeah. This is probably what asking on there. Destin, what are your three top fighting games? I'll give you mine, but what are your top three fighting games? You're big in the FGC. You're fighting games. Got a whole bunch of controller collection. If you see her controller collection, just follow.
Uh,
You'll see it.
Street Fighter Alpha 2,
Okay,
Marvel vs. Capcom
one or two.
2,
Okay.
and Def Jam Fight for New York.
Okay.
Is it technically a fighting game? It's technically a fighting game.
Ah, is it a fight? Yeah,
All you're doing in the game is fighting. Well, you're completing missions, but all your missions are fighting.
it is. My top three. Number one is Third Strike on Street Fighter Third Strike. My second, ooh, I'm going with Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold, but I want to, yeah, Alpha 2 Gold. It's kind of, I ain't gonna say it's perfect. I say it's perfection because I say Alpha 3 is like just updated Go Alpha 2 with more characters. Because Alpha 2 Gold is something different about that one, like the timing, the moves, the balance on all the games. It's great. Then my third one, yeah, I think I'm chilling, but I'm saying Street Fighter Alpha 6. I mean, Street Fighter 6. When I played Street Fighter 6, let me tell you, it replaced one of my favorite games. Like my favorite top Street Fighter game is probably between not Alpha 3, Third Strike and
Hmm.
Ultra 4. I love both of those games. But Street Fighter 6 took what's good about took about what Third Strike, took everything that was good about Ultra 4 and what was good about 5 and combined it and then add the hip hop aspect to it and the
Hmm.
music and the when you play Destiny, I'm telling you, I don't know if you played it yet,
Well,
but
I played it at San Diego Comic Con.
okay, good then, good. But so
Yeah,
what I'm talking about. It's
I
like,
only got to like run around like two
what
rounds.
what did you think
One with a
about it?
stick, one with a controller. I like the way it felt. It felt really nice. It was really fun.
Is that the
It
one you?
sucks.
I'm
What happened?
sorry. No, I'm sorry. I said, is that the one you cosplay? I saw you
Hmm.
cosplay at Chun Li, didn't
I
you?
was Chung Li, yeah,
Okay.
because I was at the convention. They had a booth set up, so I waited online on booth and I got to play it. And
Mhm.
that was the only time I got to play it. So for the short time that I had for the two rounds that I got, it was really nice. It was really fun. I really enjoyed the way it played, and I can't wait for the game to come out.
I can't wait for it either. And I ordered the collector's edition, so I hope GameStop they get the collector's edition because they got Kimberly and oh boy, I forgot his name on the cover, looking like Popeye on the cover. Can't think of his name right now, but I mean it was so good. Like I used everybody, especially Ken. Ken is
Hmm.
so different now. I mean, I even in his little Timberland boots,
Yeah.
it was he is dope. Real dope. I mean, all the War Warriors are dope. I never been a Gal guy. I couldn't never really play
Hmm.
one because the timing is so just different. But he was
Hmm.
good. Kimberly, she is fun. She is really fun. When you play her,
I didn't get a chance to play with her. I only had a chance to play with Chung Li,
okay.
because they only had the four character options. It was James, Ken, Chung Li, and I don't remember who the other person was. I was probably Ryu. Yeah.
Okay.
Those were the only options you could play. But I really want to play Kimberly. When they announced her, I was really excited for her, and she's a new character for the game. Since they're not going to
Yeah.
have Laura from Street Fighter Five, I'm
Hey,
like, well,
Lord,
when I
sick.
started Street Fighter Five, I started with her because she was a new character to
I,
the game. So I guess I was like, you know what, I'll do the same for this, and I'll start with Kimberly.
hey, Lord made me go back to my cartoon crush. I said, hold on. I need to find me a Laura for real in real life. I was like, but she was good though. She was so
Mhm.
funny. The story was stupid in Street Fighter Five.
Mhm.
It was so dumb, but way she beat up on her brother, but just her attitude, her way she plays, it was really good. I'm like, go ahead, got this thick color woman on here fighting. Like, go ahead, like, oh Capcom, y'all know what y'all doing. She was really good. She was really. I
Mhm.
feel like pros play with her. I was like, oh wow,
Yeah.
oh, I thought I can play. Somebody said Kimberly Walker's fire. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's great. It ain't. I mean, yes, they're gonna be attractive characters, but they're not real. But it's nothing wrong with that. But
Yeah.
it is like just don't go stupid with it. But here's a question for you, Destiny. Dragon the Great says, "What is Destiny Fomo's most recommended top 3 games and why?" Well, they're gonna
For
make you think on
what
this
system? That's like a really broad
broad question.
question.
All right, pick
It's
your
like
favorite.
a specific genre
Since you like the
or just
series,
like my favorite games of all time, top three.
do your favorite games all time, top 3.
It's Pokemon Stadium for the N64, Def Jam Fight for New York,
Okay.
and Crazy Taxi.
You know what? When you said those games, I can definitely see that's your personality. No shit. I like, yeah, that's your personality for real. Because like Pokemon, you like bubbly and like that stuff, and like you sweet, cute sometimes, but don't mess with you. Then you like wrestling with New York, and then Crazy Taxi. Just what? Come on now, if you drove, that'll probably be you. Like, get out of the way. She ain't got no license.
I know. Hopefully one day.
And we got one who everybody Cater Conway held, Mr. Right Way, Edwin's video game. Edwin's is up in here. What else? Let me see some more questions from the chat. He said, "Oh yeah, Carter is a huge Nintendo 64 fan. This every week he has a Nintendo 64 question, so I know he's looking at the 64 collection back there. He loves it."
Oh, yeah.
Hey, tomorrow's nostalgia said Capcom been loving curvy women since Chun-Li. Yeah, they have.
Yes, they have.
They love curvy
Did
women.
you
They
see
do.
Cammy's arch?
I was like, oh yeah. I said, hold on, like, yeah, what are y'all doing?
Jury's feet.
Yeah, I was like, oh. Man, I said, good thing I'm single again, but I can't be looking at stuff like this. Let me see some more questions popping in here. Ryan said N64 is one of the best gaming platforms. Yeah, I can say that. Omega Sonic Man, which I love his name. Omega Sonic. I told him last week it sounds like a wrestling name. Omega Sonic Man.
Yeah.
Or I love it. He said, Destiny, do you have the full Necessity 64 set?
Yes, I have a complete North American M64 collection.
Y'all, she got it. She got it before it got popular.
Where it got super expensive. I'm glad I got that out the way before it got popular and expensive.
Oh, they said Crazy Taxi is nice. Part 1 or part two?
I put
Definitely
more time into part 1.
On Dreamcast.
Part 2 is
Okay.
Part 2 is really fun, but I definitely put more time into part 1.
You know what? Part 3 was really kind of disappointing.
I
On
mean,
Xbox.
yeah, it's like how different can you really make it, you know?
Yeah, it's like when it first came out, because that Dreamcast era, that Atmos Wave, Naomi, and I'm getting all technical over here, but that era of Atmos Wave and Naomi games are some of the best freaking arcade games of all time. You got
Yeah.
House of the Dead, you got like Blue Stinger, which was, what was some of the beat 'em ups? Cannon Spike, which I wouldn't want to beat them up, but it came from Japan. But we got that, Power Stone. Power Stone dropped in the arcade. Man.
Yes.
I wouldn't say it's this because it's a different platform, but that's also when Rival Schools came out too, because I got the board for Rival Schools. Were you a big Rival Schools fan or not really?
My brother was more into it than I was, so I
Okay.
watched a lot of the gameplay, but I really didn't play too much of it myself.
And then the original Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. I used the hell out of Mega Man. My team was Mega Man and Spider Man. Love it. Love them two together. I don't know why. I just always use Mega Man and Spider Man because I'm huge. I love Mega Man.
Yep.
Um, what is it? He's a so he's a good God on my head, me. And Tater Kami said, "Did you play any games?" Like, no, I've been game hunting all day, Carter. I just went and got like a whole bunch of games I showed earlier. Actually, I got a good fighting game that most people probably haven't seen yet. It's called Kensai Sacred Fist. I'm gonna try this. It's a PS1 game by Konami, so I said it should be okay. But I'm still tinkering with the crazy idea of doing a full PS1 set. I don't know. I don't know yet. I might not. I know I'm gonna do a full greatest hit, but I don't know about PS1 yet. That's gonna be like you and your Switch stuff last time.
Yeah. At least, they're done making PlayStation 1 games, so that's a little bit easier because you know where it ends
Oh
and where
yeah,
it begins. With the
I got.
Switch, there was no finding an ending because we're 6 years in now.
What are some of your favorite 64? Oh, no, 64 Switch games that you had or you still have? Like, okay, I can't get rid of the Switch game because I just play it like all the time. This is your go-to
uh,
game.
my go-to game, Panty Party.
Why Penny Party?
Because it was just so weird and fun to play. Like you turn into a pair of underwear and you have weapons and you're going to fight other underwear. That's so stupid, but fun. It's something you can pick up and just play and like laugh and have a good time the entire time you're playing it, and then just put it down.
Is this on the eShop?
I don't know if it's in the eShop. I know I got a physical release. I don't know if I got a digital release, but
Penny Party. When I thought about that, I thought about Oolong on Dragon Ball. I'm like, they got Oolong in an appearance, and oh hey. Well, this part, guys, we better wind down, but we're on a video podcast. We'd like to do something every week is talk about the show off, and who better to show off some awesome things that you probably haven't seen. She probably gonna show one thing that you just attainable and something else that's super unattainable, probably. But Destiny, I'm gonna let you have the floor on this and you show off what you brought this week.
So you guys asked me what my 3 top favorite games. One of them I did mention was Def Jam Fight for New York. And so I have a graded copy of the Xbox version of Def Jam Fight for New York.
That's
This
awesome.
game has gone up insane in price. Like I saw a graded version of the GameCube version of this game,
Mhm.
$50,000 on eBay.
Oh, God. Did it sell for that?
That's what I saw it was priced for. That's what it was selling for. I don't know if it sold. I didn't look because I was not interested in that. I already have a GameCube copy of the game. I don't
Yeah,
need it.
I do too.
I can go get that graded and it'll be a lot cheaper than buying a graded copy.
Jeez, goodness gracious, that is crazy. Now, all right, we got to build up for this one because this one right here, I knew you had it, but I didn't know you got it graded or you bought a graded copy. So,
Yeah,
is this your first or second copy?
second copy.
Yo, second copy. See, and this is why people get mad because you got it. Yeah, no, if you get mad at this, you just need to go sit down somewhere because you know what? You anyway, she's girl saying she was poor back in the day. She worked hard, she got stuff. Look. Anyway, go ahead and show this amazing piece of art you got off, y'all.
Stadium events.
7.5 cart only. Look at that. Now, are you planning to keep it or are you going to try to sell that one?
I don't know. I'm gotten over collecting for the NES.
Mhm.
I have a good chunk of NES games, and
Yeah.
I've given up wanting to get a full collection because it's just too much. It's too much. Every time I move, packing this is a lot. Adding to that,
I know.
I'm good.
But you know what? You can hey, you probably can trade that one for a full NES set.
I mean, yeah, but then it won't be full because I'd be missing the game.
Well, you got one, you got
Oh,
another
yeah,
one.
yeah. But I
So
don't think anyone's selling it. I haven't seen a full NES collection for sale in a while. I know a few years ago, like almost 2 years ago, I
mhm.
saw someone giving away everything but the Stadium Events game on eBay
Yeah, I
for
think I saw
like
that a lot of money.
a,
Somebody
a
bought
few
it.
G's. Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone bought it because it's not for sale
no, no
anymore.
more. Yeah, that was years ago, and that was before COVID. That's so crazy. Like we was talking earlier before we got on, like COVID prices before COVID prices. Like, oh, I miss pre-COVID prices. But then pre-COVID prices, people still complaining how expensive games was, and they just shot up. You know, they starting to plummet down a little bit more. But
Hmm.
wow, just a worldwide pandemic. People stuck in home want to play video games. Oh, now people who used to talk shit about, oh, you playing video games? Oh yeah, now y'all playing video games too. Let me see what it said. He said he thought you was collecting PSP.
Well, I collect a little bit of everything here and there, but it's not like a full collection. I am not trying to get a full PSP collection. I don't
Mhm.
have the space for that.
No, I don't either. I like I said earlier, I'm going to PSP, but I'm doing these greatest hits now. So
Hmm.
I know the best of the best. And also one thing when you buy PSP games, guys, whenever you buy them, make sure you when you take it out of here, use this little button that's come with it and pull the game out because you don't want the PSP thing to split. This case is split. Just make sure this is for the video podcast. But if you're listening on audio, when you take it out, it's like a little button at the top of the game. Pull it forward and pull your game out. I've seen so many times, and I've done it myself. Just rip it out, and that little white part will just crack right in half, and you have a damaged PSP. You could switch these out, but
Yeah.
you don't want to do that. Which
But
these are
what?
one of the most worst design video game cartridges or whatever you want to call it
Yeah.
ever.
This little small disc. But what you mean is I'm collecting. I have a little collection. I'm probably going to collect a few more PSPs, not the games, but the
The
PSPs
systems.
themselves. I just recently got a few sealed PSPs.
Do you have the Go,
The what? Which one?
the PSP Go?
The Go, yeah.
Okay, which one do you have, the white or the black one?
The black one.
Okay, you got it in box, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you must collect everything, try to inbox. You don't like to do a lot of loose stuff, do you?
It really depends. Like for games, yeah, but if I have the option for a system to get it in box, if it's not too much loose,
Mm-hmm.
then I'll probably get the box version if there's not too much of a price difference because it's a better chance of it lasting longer if no one's touched it.
Here's what my when I love Cater Conway because he always come with the great questions and stuff. He said, "What was the first video game console you ever owned?"
I don't know because back when I was a kid and getting consoles, I'm one of 9 kids. We
Okay,
never got anything new in box. It was
mm,
always
hand me
it just
down.
showed up in the house and it was like my dad got a really good deal at the pawn shop or something was going out of business and he got a really good deal on it or there was a crackhead on the corner looking for a few dollars and my dad was like, "You know what? I'll grab that."
Hold on, I wasn't ready for the crackhead. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is a first in the crackhead comment on the podcast made by Miss Destiny Fomo. Yo,
I'm sorry. Well, in New York City, crackheads sell stuff on the street. You
oh
can buy
hey,
stuff
no,
from
I
crackheads.
hey, I got some.
It's either you can get it for them for a deal on the street, or you could wait for them to sell it to the pawn shop and get it for a few dollars more. You gotta pick your
No,
poison.
hey, I got some good crackhead deals myself. I ain't gonna lie about that one. Let me show you what I'm doing, y'all. So once again, I can do it now. Last year, I sold my collection off, but uh, one thing I really regretted. I really don't regret buying. I mean, regret not selling stuff, but I did regret selling this. And it's my PS1 long box collection. So I'm doing the PS1 long box. This is right. I just got this today, so I just showed this one I got
Okay.
in the front. This is Warhol, which is a pretty fun game. Uh, this actually was when I bought Street Fighter Alpha. I get so many of my memories are tied to wrestling and video games. Like Street Fighter Alpha, my uncle bought it for me the day of the Royal Rumble, and we played it all the way up to the Royal Rumble, Texas, when Shawn Michaels had
Yeah.
gets I think won the titles. It was in Alamo Dome. Yeah, I think that's when Shawn Michaels beat Sid. I think that's one because the lights went off. Well, anyway, we got it that day, and I played it all the way to the Royal Rumble. With the Royal Rumble, came back, played Alpha Street Fighter Alpha all day long. But I am going for a full PlayStation 1 long box set. It's probably 110 games. They're all long box. So you can just look them
Oh,
up
that's
on
not
YouTube.
bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. One game, it was really expensive. I got this weekend. It was Starblade Alpha, which is super rare, especially with the art or especially with the manual. That's like one
Hmm.
of the most harder games to get, but I got it. So I'm like 29 more games away. Can't wait to finish the set. It looks good. They did make three versions, like this version right here on a video podcast. This is like the long box with the plastic ridge. They have a regular one that has a regular plastic one. Then they have a long box that looks like the Sega CD and the Sega cases, or Sega CD and the Sega Saturn cases, which are very, very easy. All three of them. Well, this if this breaks, you SOL, because this little tips right here, them little
Oh
hinges,
yeah.
they break, it's over. I mean, you just might as well buy a brand new game and case. But I'm glad they switched away from that, because they did 100 and then they went and switched to the regular jewel cases, which
Yeah.
for something like this with the play, it's just different. I don't know. It just I love this design, even though it's a regular CD case. It just, I guess, that PlayStation logo and the artwork, it hits different. Even though
Yeah.
it's great. Like my first experience with the PlayStation was at Blockbuster renting a case, renting the game. I think it was like a $30 bundle. You get the PlayStation, you get like three games. I got Battle Arena Toshinden, Jumping Flash, and something else, which I can't remember what that last game was, but oh my goodness, that was the best weekend ever. No, it was Tekken. Yes, that's what it was.
There
Now I
you
remember. It was Tekken, because I remember I saw King. I said, wait a minute, this is a wrestler?
go.
I was like, and he had a tie on, and I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
is it a tiger mask? I was like, who is this dude? And then I started playing King and then getting the story of it. Then I was kind of in my feelings on Tekken 2, because the original King got killed, and then a new King took his place in Tekken 2. And then King got killed again. I no, his friend got killed in one of them. It's a whole crazy story, but Tekken, seriously, I love Tekken. I got Jins because I'm sitting right here on my desk. So I love Tekken. Are you a Tekken girl?
I play some Tekken. I'm a lot better at Tekken than I am at Street Fighter, but I still like Street Fighter more.
Okay. And you're a stick girl too, right? You like playing on sticks.
Yeah.
See, I gotta have a controller. I'm learning to play with sticks. Like my stick is over there. I got a really nice one over there. I
Yeah.
got a Madcast. And what's so funny, people used to make so fun of Madcast, but then once you get a good Madcast and you start like tinkering with it,
Yeah.
it's such a great arcade stick. Let me see any more questions before we get out of here. He says, "What my favorite Twisted Metal game?" Carter, my favorite Twisted Metal game is Twisted Metal Black on the PS2. Love that game, so good. Uh, Blake Tendo said PlayStation had the best demo CDs. Yes, I remember those freaking Pizza Hut demo discs. God, those were so good. You get a piece, you get to book it, you get your little star, get a personal pan pizza, and then you get you like over the side, like, would you like a PlayStation demo? Yeah, like a PlayStation demo disc. Hell yeah. And it has so many good things. Which Resident Evil game has a long box? Both of them. They had Resident Evil had a long box, they had a CD case, and they had a director's cut, and then they had a jewel version of Resident Evil. 4 different versions. He said everybody had the Pizza Hut demo disc. Yes, that is so right. The Pizza Hut demo disc. And you wouldn't round the time, guys. You would go buy a pizza. Like this was the deal. PlayStation would flood Pizza Huts with these demo discs. You couldn't get one. You actually had to either get one with a book it sticker, or you had to order a couple pieces to get one. But they would sit behind the counter, and if you smooth people the right way, you would get one. But usually you had to buy a pizza, and then they had Pizza Hut demo disc. This smell like pizza. You put the game in, it was like, oh, I got so many goddamn demo discs. That's another thing I do. I like weird demo discs.
Yeah.
And then it says, right way, I want the whole Tekken Funko set. Oh my gosh. I have a Street Fighter full set, but I'm not getting rid of that since I made customs also. Ooh, I ain't doing that, yo. I am not going back down the Funko aisle. That's another community that we ain't gonna talk about them. Some people in that community were just too much for me. But Destiny, yeah, I want to thank you for staying with for an hour and 30 minutes. This great podcast, I thought we were gonna do a podcast this week because I was gonna be out of town. It's still up in the air for next week. I don't know, but you're welcome back at any time. Let people know where you at. I think if you know Destiny Fomo, you know you probably would find her. But if you have not,
It's Destiny Fomo everywhere. It's really easy.
Destiny Fomo everywhere. I mean, and we talking about everywhere, y'all. Everywhere. We just gonna say that. Well, thanks guys for tuning in tonight. We got Destiny, we got you. Thank you for everybody, and always remember to do it the right way. We'll see y'all next